Say it.
Ruts. Lots of them.
And sluts.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Welcome back to another episode of Moto Aftermath Show. Another week in the books here. Millville has come and gone.
Only 4 rounds left.
Only 4 rounds left. So that means there's only like 5-ish shows left that you have to stare at this background. Come Desnations, we will have a new background. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's take care of business here. Don't forget, follow us on Facebook at Moto Aftermath Show. Also, don't forget, smash those Amazon links down below. We're affiliated with them. We get a little cut. Doesn't matter what you buy. You don't have to buy what it goes to, but we're trying to get some funds built for production and so I can keep feeding the man bear.
Oh my god, here we go.
Did I not feed you today?
You didn't. I didn't say anything.
Exactly.
I mean, you ate a whole box of Oreos last night and ate pizza.
I don't want to hear about it, alright? I still feel shitty about it.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Leave me alone. Anyway, also, big announcement on the front here. We are going to start doing some test podcasts here. Podcast, not really sure on the full name of it. For right now, we're just going to stick with the Moto Aftermath Show. We'll come up with some sort of clever name.
After Dark.
After Dark. Just kidding. Not
Just
After
kidding.
Dark.
We can't do that.
Spare parts.
Yeah. Well, we can't take After Dark anyway.
I know.
Maybe.
Spare parts. Anyway, but the podcast gonna follow basically GPs and arena cross. We're gonna do some test ones. I have about 6 different rounds of the GPs on the TiVo. So me and him are gonna sit down, watch them, do some test podcasts, go through that way, see kind of how it works.
So ready to go by USGP.
Yeah, USGP will do an actual official one. I'll try to have all the logos and everything done by then. As of right now, they're going to be posted mostly on the Facebook page. I might post them on some of the podcast stuff. I don't know yet. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still playing around with all this stuff, so...
More content, though, guys.
More content! It's all coming. Doing it live!
It's going to come... Man, we're coming up on our year anniversary pretty soon having this show, right?
I know, November.
Jeez, dude.
Whew, we're getting there.
Woo!
Anywho.
A baby.
It's like having a baby. It's like having a baby. Anywho,
yeah,
okay, so let's jump in. Let's talk about the track here at Millville.
You go ahead first.
4 to 8 inches of rain this week.
Maybe 10.
Shitty in practice. It definitely dried out, but man, it was rough. Ruddy, deep.
Yeah.
Rough.
Typical,
Rough.
typical rough.
Rough.
Typical deep sand, hard packed sand,
Rough.
clay base.
Whoop monster.
Pretty much follow the leader though.
Whoop monster.
By the first motos.
Whoop monster.
Whatever, dude.
It's a thing. Look it up.
It has been for a while. He's just been on a hiatus. But yeah,
Whoop monster.
pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, the track, they didn't make a lot of changes. Catapult was back, like I said in the practice report.
The hockey stick.
Made the little hockey stick.
Wasn't a fucking hockey stick.
At the end, it kind of looks like one.
Whatever.
At the end of the sand rollers there before he went back into the regular part of the track, so that was kind of cool. That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, pretty much that's what happens when you get 8 inches of rain on a track like that. You just follow the leader to the inside and don't get off the main line or you're going to bury it.
Yep, that's pretty much it. So, any other thoughts on the track?
No. Pretty much all these tracks other than Southwick and Washougal break down the same these days.
Pretty much. So, okay, cool. That's the track. Millville. Looks sweet. Want to go ride it. Glad I didn't go this year. So, let's get into the racing action. Do you want to start? You want me to start?
No, you can go ahead.
Okay.
Do you want to go first moto to second moto, or what do you want to?
Let's just hit the overalls and the main points.
Okay.
Let's start with Zach Osborne's first moto, because I know Zach Osborne's like one of your favorite people to talk about here.
Dude,
So-
even when he has bad luck, he still has good luck, apparently.
He's not gonna win the fucking title.
Oh my god, can we
He's not gonna
stop
win
talking
the
about
Supercross
this?
title.
Jeez, I don't want to hear about this till A1 next year.
Unbelievable. You are. You're going to.
I don't want to.
Get used to
I don't
it.
want to. I
Yes.
hope he races Monster Cup on a 450 and just gets like 10th.
Anywho, blows his radiator hose off, pukes all his coolant out, still runs the bike for, what was it,
For
8 minutes plus 2 laps or something? 7 minutes plus 2 laps? It was something close to that.
It's like the Carmichael days. When it's your year, it's your year.
It's his year.
It is this year. I mean, in any other situation, like, anybody else's bike would have grenaded after that.
He was brave jumping stuff, man. I would not have been jumping anything on a bike puking coolant like that.
And that track is very hard
way.
for the obvious reasons of the elevation right out of corners and as deep as it was, just laboring. Yeah, I'm very shocked it lasted that long. I really am. But
Husqvarna, runner with no coolant, baby.
Like I said, their slogan should be, we know how long a factory bike can last without coolant, do you?
Yep. So...
But yeah, I mean... anyways.
Let's see here. What else we got here? Oh, second moto, Osborne on a mission. He came out that second moto to prove a point. I'm gonna win, and I'm gonna win by a lot.
Yeah, I don't... It's like,
And he did.
He did. It's like we keep talking about the parity in this class, like just no was a clear cut. But I almost feel like these times when Zacho like struggles the first moto, even though he's on speed, but guys are just faster than him when he comes out the second moto. For whatever reason, it's just happened to turn out that way. It's like the Plessinger thing. When he's battling the guy who's got a chance at the overall, like he has no shot at getting the overall. So and I'm not saying that he wasn't clearly faster than Joey that second moto because he was, but it's like you almost get this feeling that these guys are like, oh, I know I don't really have to race him, and he's on a mission, and he'll frickin' hit the deck. I don't need to do that. But it's like, we keep talking about the parity, but yet Zacho does this, but then he struggles in first motos. So it's like, this class is so weird this year. Like, I don't know. You want to say Zacho's straight up the fastest dude when he rides like that, but then when he rides like the first moto, even before the bike blew, he was struggling.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
And-
again, there's no clear-cut fast guy like that. There's no Cooper Webb that's fast every single moto.
It's just Zacho's the most consistent.
Yes, so, okay, so question for you. Is J-Mart the biggest waste of money ever?
I was actually going to get into that when we got to him where he finished before, or we got to talk about the fifth place guy yet. But you want me to answer your question?
Well, I'm just going through the other stuff, and
okay.
then we'll get into the overalls here and talk about those people.
I was about to say that. I think that the wheels have just come off the J-Mart train. I don't think he's the biggest waste of money because he's proven he can win. If he'd never proven he could win, then I would definitely agree with you. I don't know if it's one of those things where after, like, what was it, High Point when he was 30 points down or whatever, that he just... You shouldn't, as a racer, start thinking, oh, I'm going to the 450 class, even though that little remark he made on press day, I'm going to make the keyboard warriors wait. I don't know. I don't have an explanation, because at the beginning of the year, you could say that he was maybe the clear-cut fastest dude next to Zacho, and then he gets blown by in the first moto, and then his second moto issues, and he stuffs the front end. It's like, I don't know what's happened to him. But then 2 weeks ago, Red Buddy wins the first moto, the leads from start to finish, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah. And he could have went out and won the second moto. Yeah, so I don't know. It's like with A-Mark, though. Like, I don't know what is going on. Like, I don't...
He's just... It's a bag of cats, man. I don't know. I don't know either. Because, yeah, like, Big Al caught him and passed him today. Like, no problem.
But,
like, ran away from him. And then he stuffed the front, too, and crashed, but...
And then, like I said, though, look how he rode at Red Bud. I know that was 3 weeks ago, but it's like...
Oh, yeah, no, it's just the weirdest thing. It's like, like I said, it's a bag of cats, and I don't have an answer for it.
I definitely don't think it's the bike, and that's just not me. That's not me just being a Honda guy. I think it's just... It's one of those funky years. Like, they even said it when they interviewed him. They said when he won his first championship in 14, even his bad days were his good days, but he seems like he can't do anything right this year.
Yep.
It just happens. Like, I don't get it, but...
Pretty much.
It's one of those things.
Pretty much. So, all right. Well, let's get into the top 5 overall then. 5th place overall in the day, Adam Cianciarillo.
Are you happy or no? Because I wouldn't be.
No.
Didn't I say right before the race that like, hey, he's got to do something, and he didn't?
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, the rumors are flying already that he's leaving PC, and then it's, oh, he's staying, and then it's he's leaving, and then he's staying.
And then he's going, and then he's staying.
I don't know if he's leaving or not, and maybe he is actually leaving, and he just doesn't give a shit anymore because of the team, and he's already got his deal signed with whoever else he's going with, so maybe that's what's going on, but man, he doesn't...
Can you say, though, that maybe on any given lap that he's the fastest guy in the class for one lap?
For one lap, yes.
And you would think that, like, with him training in the heat and humidity in Florida and training at the Nest every day with Christian Craig and, you know, Kenny before he got hurt, that, like, oh, his cardio's got to be good. But it's like, dude, he fades like a cheap suit after 17 minutes. And I get it, he's a big boy, and that bike, he's doing everything he can. He's manhandling the hell out of the thing, but it's like...
That's why it makes me wonder, like, is he leaving and is his deal done already to the point that he just doesn't care anymore because he's not happy with the team?
Question. Do you think he should just say screw it and go to a 450? Because if I'm him, I do. Because I don't think he wins a championship on that 250. If he hasn't won one yet...
He might win a Supercross one.
You think,
I don't think he wins an outdoor
If Zacho
one.
stays, though, you think he can beat Zacho in Supercross?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
He beat him 3 races this year.
No, I'm not arguing with you.
So,
I
think he can win a Supercross title. Do I think he can win an outdoor title? That's
okay. If he, in the team that everybody's talking about, if you don't know it, is Geico Honda. Apparently, there was a thing that he's had a deal wrapped up to Supercross. But my question is that if he's not completely signed yet, which he probably would be if he is, and they're offering him substantially less than Pro Circuit, do you just say screw it and try to get a 450 ride? If Geico is paying him less than what Pro Circuit is.
I doubt that's happening.
I doubt it too, but if it was, would you just say screw it?
His name still carries way too much weight for him to be taking less money.
Oh yeah, I don't disagree with you.
So, I mean, yeah, if that was the case, then yeah, I would probably try to find a 450 ride, but at the same time, where are you going to find a 450 ride?
Oh, I don't know.
So
maybe JGR.
yeah.
But
They're
anyways,
going to have some openings.
I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it. When he goes on rides like he did that last lap at today in practice and then at Southwick, it's like, dude, that guy could win, no problem. That guy's the fastest dude on any given lap in the class, and then he just lays an egg in the motos.
Yep. Which what leads me to believe his deal's already done, and it's not with PC. No matter what anybody says, that's what leads me to believe that the deal's done and it's not with them.
Although if it is Geico, I'm a little afraid that that's going to be a bad mood for him, as short as that bike is and as big as he is.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Anywho, 4th overall, speaking of Geico, Jeremy Martin. You know, I mean, yeah, we just got done talking bad about him. What a bad...
Well, it's not really bad. It's realistic. It's truth.
Yeah, 4th place, though. I mean, how many dudes in that class would be stoked to get a 4th overall on the day? I mean...
If he's on that star bike from last year, does he win today?
I don't
if he rides like he did last year,
I don't know, because I wasn't impressed with him last year. I didn't think he rode that great last year. He rode okay, but he hasn't been that outstandingly fast dude since 15.
Yeah, I don't know.
His name's still carrying him, but the problem is he's going to have to start putting up some results, or he is never going to go beyond a small bike.
I think he just needs to go to the 450, which is what the talks are anyways.
Well, if he goes to a 450, then we're going to see, okay, is he a pro motocross or motocross supercross racer or not, because it'll be real apparent really quick, especially if he rides like he does on the 250, as to what's going to happen.
I think he's going to be better on that 450, and I'm not just saying that from the Daytona thing. I just think that it's going to make up for a lot of technique flaws. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still on the J-Mart train. I have been for a long time since he was an amateur, but I don't have an answer for what's happening to him this year. I don't. And not even talk about Supercross, because we all go over that, but I just don't know what's happening to him. One moment you think he's the fastest dude in the world on a 250, and the next moment it's like, oh, he's 4th. That's great, but he's not paid to get 4th. So I don't know. I really don't.
Yep.
I don't have an answer.
All right, 3rd overall in the day, 250 class, Zach Osborne, your dude,
yeah,
your guy.
That sounds like that's your guy,
you
bro.
love that fucking guy.
You're on the Zacho train, man. You're just fucking hanging. I mean, what can you say about Zacho that hasn't already been said? I mean, the dude's a machine. He doesn't give up. He's got the heart of a lion, but it's like sometimes these motos, though, like the first moto, even though his bike grenaded, he was like 15 seconds back at that point. So it's like, once again, like, I don't get it with this 250 class. Like, I just don't know. It's like Aaron Plessinger. I know he didn't finish in the top 5, so there's no real reason to talk about him. But, dude, he looked great in practice, was killing it that first moto, and ends up fucking 9th the second moto. Or 12th or whatever he finished. It's like, these kids just don't have consistency, which leads me to believe that maybe other than AC and AP, that none of these guys are going to have great 450 careers.
That could be.
Which, there's been a lot of talk of that. Like, there's no real standout in the 250 class. There's a lot of fast dudes.
Yep.
But there's no guys that can win, and then win the next weekend, and then win the next weekend, or even podium. So, I don't know. I mean, it might be the most talented 250 class we've seen in a long time, but easily the most inconsistent.
Yes.
So.
Very much so.
Anything else on that?
No. 2nd place, Alex Martin. I mean, here we go again. We talk about him struggling, but he's on the box every week, which is weird. So
with a 2.4.
Yeah, and that's the problem, is that there's such inconsistency that you could go like literally like, dude, Osborne's on the box with a 1.8.
I know.
In third.
I know.
Amart's on the box with a 2.4 in second. What the fuck is going on?
Are we still a believer in Amart because he keeps getting podiums, but yet he keeps getting his ass handed to him?
I mean, he's gonna get second in points.
Yeah, I know.
Let's face it.
I know, right?
Because it's like Osborne's like 40-some ahead of him, and then he's like however many ahead of third, so he's gonna get second in points due to his consistency, but his consistency isn't that I don't know. We got a clean house with the whole 250 class.
I know, dude.
Let's get some new people in here. Where's Jet Reynolds?
Where's Ryder DiFrancesco?
Yes.
Is he still on an 85?
Can we get those guys
He's
in
12.
here, please? Jesus, God.
Where's the 50 kids at? Are they old enough yet?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. This is like the weirdest, because, not to stray away, but it's kind of the same talk. Like last year with Coop, and until Jamar got hurt, and Amar, and even Savachi with his struggles, we knew who the fastest guys were, because it was always those guys week in and week out. But like this year, like fucking Ferendis wins a moto, and then the next moto he gets 12th.
Yep.
And most of the time it's not even due to crashing. It's just literally where he starts.
Or one week Plessinger goes 1-2, and the next week he goes like 12-8.
Or
Like,
Colt Nichols goes 5-6, and then the next weekend he goes 18-14. Like I don't.
Unbelievable. There's no rhyme nor reason. I don't have any insight for these kids.
It's very confusing, actually. Like I haven't seen a year that's been like this in a long time. Like you would think we're 8 rounds in, and there would at least be some consistency, and people could say, well, oh, Zacho and Amart have been consistent. Yes, they have, but everybody else has just been all over the board, and it's like.
And the worst part is, they don't. It's not like the racing's been great from them.
No.
Like it's wherever you start, you just
finish.
start finishing there. Like that. Like there's not a lot of passing or anything that.
And we still don't know who the clear-cut fastest dude is, straight up, because Zacho is the only person to go 1-1.
Yep.
And that was at Hangtown.
Yeah. Well, Savachi went 1-1, didn't he, at Thunder Valley?
No, he went 3-1.
Oh.
Or 2-1. 2 or 3-1. But Zacho since Hangtown, but yes, he's won races, but he hasn't been as dominant since then because everybody else got their shit figured out. But we haven't seen a clear. I just want to know, like, who is the straight up fastest dude? Like, I almost would like to see somebody just go 1-1 2 weekends in a row, because then we like, that fucker's the fastest. Because we just don't know. Because Zacho rides like he does that second moto, and you're like, oh, dude, he's definitely the fastest. But then you look at him in the first moto, and 8 minutes to go, and he's in 5th, 16 seconds back.
We're doing a lot of this.
We are. Which leads us to our first place guy, your buddy, old pal, old Mr. Joey Savachi.
Savachi syndrome, bro. Took a week off. Got his pills this week.
Do you wanna start?
Well, he must have got his pills this week because he went 1-2. So I mean, so he had his medication. So his syndrome was not as bad. He went from to, well, I could ride this week.
He's got the second most overalls next to Zacho in the class.
I don't fucking care.
Hey, all I know is it's
where's he at points wise?
He's 4th.
How many points back is he?
Amart's a little bit.
160.
No, to Amart. Well, we're not talking about getting to first. To Amart, he's quite a bit, but I think to Jmart, he's only like 20, 22. But shit,
22 behind third, which means he's probably at least 40 points down from second, which means he's probably at least 80 points out of first.
I'm not talking about first. I'm talking about what's within range. So I don't see it happening because Amart is just so consistent. But if Joey continues to ride like this, hey man, hey, it's a second overall in the year. It's a second. Does Amart have an overall yet?
Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
Not twice. Not twice.
How many races did Ryan Dungey win this year to win the title?
I actually don't remember.
2.
It's been so long since Supercross.
2.
We're not talking about Ryan Dungey. We're talking about.
Marvin let him pass him for 1.
I know. We're talking about the 250 class. We're
2.
talking about a class. Okay. So, would you let me finish my question? My question to you is:
here we go.
Is if Amart continues to just be consistent? I'm sorry that you're swinging from Zacho's nuts. I'm just trying to be
I'm
objective.
not swinging from Zacho's nuts. I'm not the one.
You can't be objective with that with Joey Savachi. I don't like Osborne. I at least give him a credit. You can't even give Savachi credit. Can you give?
How can I not give him credit? He fucking won the race. Great.
Yeah, but you're like a squirrel finds a nut, but yet he's won the second most races out of anybody.
He won the fucking race, and then fucking next week he'll go fucking like 15-18.
And what happens if he doesn't? And he gets second overall.
Good for him then.
Okay, so my point
By
is...
the time you link two together, you're talking about a guy who led the series last year,
God.
was favorited to win this year, almost won the fucking Supercross title last year, almost won the Supercross title this year till he gave it away. I mean...
We're not talking championships. I'm talking second in the points. If he somehow can string in the next 4 races good and he beats Amar every race by 2 spots and he gets second in the points, what I was going to get at, could you at least give him his...
for 2 months.
I don't give a shit about that. Can you at least give him his due credit that he rode better than you thought he was?
Not till he wins a fucking title.
So he can't go from...
No, because he's a title guy.
No, he's not.
He is.
He's proven he's not.
Who do they talk about all the fucking
That
time?
is the fucking people that think they know what they're talking about. We didn't peg him for a title. Outdoors.
No, we didn't.
No.
No, we didn't, but the industry experts
I don't give a fuck
about him winning a fucking
I'm talking
title
about
all the
you and
time.
me. I'm talking about you and me. Can you at least give him credit that he was 10th in the points and won the second most amount of races, and if he gets second in the points, can you at least give him credit and say that he did better than you thought he was going to?
Okay, so let's say Mitchell Harrison beats him in points, then what do I get? Will you
Mitchell's
finally admit that he just sucks a dick and should quit racing?
He just won an overall, so how does he suck?
No. If Mitchell Harrison beats Savachi in points...
Don't bring in my guy into this conversation.
If Mitchell beats Savachi in points...
I mean, Mitchell's 8th in the points.
Will you finally just admit that Savachi sucks a fat wiener?
Dude, I just said he's not a championship guy. I literally just said that. He's not a championship guy. I don't like Zacho, but I can give him credit. But
What the hell are we talking about?
Because you can't give Savachi credit.
No, I can't.
Why?
Because everybody gets lucky.
Second overall in a championship is not luck. You can't give him. I know everybody hates on me on this show, but at least somebody's got to realize that that's not right, that you can't at least give him credit if he gets second in the points.
Yeah, if he gets second in the points.
Okay, he's fourth. He's fourth.
He's fourth, like almost 50 points back.
He's not 50 points back. He's at least only 40. But if he continues to get overalls in the next 4 races, he'll fucking get second in the points.
If.
Okay, he just did it today.
If, ands, buts, or what?
Did he not ride good today?
AP also got an overall at one point. So what if AP all of a sudden
Joey's got
rips
2
off
of them.
4 of them?
Joey's got 2 of them.
So
AP
what
has
if
1.
AP gets an overall
Did Joey
next
not
week,
ride?
then AP's
Did
got
Joey
2.
not
Then
ride
what
good
if he
today?
rips off the
Did
next
Joey
3?
not
Then
ride
fucking
good
all of a
today?
sudden he's in
Did
fucking
Joey
second
not
place at
ride a
one.
good day?
Holy shit.
Did Joey ride good today? Did Joey ride good today?
Joey rode good today.
Okay, that's all I want out of you. Oh my God. You are literally stubborn. You can't give the guy credit.
We went the long way around. to get to
Holy
the fact
shit.
That the leprechaun found the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow today.
Holy
What the fucking do?
shit.
We're not talking about any more 250s. We're moving on to 450s.
Oh my God. Can't even give him credit. Are you done pouting? Damn.
Let's talk about the 450s now. Okay.
All right, anyway.
All right. Cooper Webb. First up. Actually, no, we won't talk about him. We'll talk about somebody who wasn't in the top 5 overall. Henry Miller.
Oh my God.
Somebody give this guy some money.
I know,
I'm about to raise or start a GoFundMe or something, or frickin' send him a sponsorship package from the
Like
company.
$10 for gas.
I'm gonna send him like $100 and a sticker. Be like, put it on your frickin' helmet, bro.
9th the first moto. Rips a holy and almost dies the second moto. Probably, what, dead last by a good 10 seconds and ends up fucking like 14th.
For anyone who didn't see the second moto start, he ripped a hole shot. He was leading too, but he had probably like 3 or 4 bike links, honestly.
Yeah, I know.
Which was amazing. Crest the roller in the second part of the right-hander, knifes the front end over it.
Probably peed a little bit.
Probably shit himself.
Probably thinking,
it was
"Mommy!"
awful. We went nuts. It was crazy. Yeah, but gets up and comes back to, what did you say, 14th?
I think 14th or 15th.
Something impressive. For a privateer, fucking impressive.
Seriously, somebody get that kid a
Somebody
ride.
send him some money. I don't care. Just put $10 in an envelope and mail it to him.
He lives at Club MX. Figured out the address. Send him some money.
Henry Miller,
Henry Miller, 81.
81.
He white Yamaha 450 with no sponsors, but some fucking weird trig racing thing.
If he doesn't get a ride, I'm sponsoring him next year.
I know.
Is he a Supercross too?
Yeah, but he rode it on a 250, but he couldn't afford to do it outdoors on a 250. But he might go to a 450.
Be great.
It would.
Great. Okay, so let's just do the top 5 because everybody else we're gonna talk about.
All right.
Freaking basically. Okay. Anyway, top 5 overall, starting 5th place, Cooper Webb. froggy today.
Dude, he was feeling it. He was
Reemergence of Cooper Webb.
he was getting aggressive
Last couple weeks.
with Eli. That first moto going on Mount Martin, crossed over on him right at the top of the hill. Him and Baggett went at it for a little bit, and he was feeling it. I mean, he still ended up 5th and stuff. I thought his speed was a little bit better, but it looks like he kind of plateaued once he got to 3rd Dino that first moto. I think he's slowly getting there, but the unfortunate thing is we only have 4 rounds to go.
Yep.
And he's not on the 18 yet, so that's a bitch.
Nope.
So.
Yep. We'll see.
Doing better.
Maybe next week. I've heard Washougal.
Hopefully.
Or Dilla.
Or Budge Creek.
One of the next 2 rounds, he's going to be on the 18.
Well, we only got 4 left, so it could be one of the next 4. Hopefully he's just on it at least one time before the season ends. Who knows?
Probably next week.
Maybe he'll get 2nd.
Probably next week. So, yeah. So 4th overall, Blake Baggett.
I don't know.
Still nursing that thumb. Wasn't overly impressive today.
Marv dropped him that second moto pretty much.
Marv dropped everybody. But, yeah, not overly impressive. Still lost a couple of points to Tomac today.
Yeah, like what, 2?
1 or 2 was
Yeah,
all,
something like
but
that.
still, yeah, I don't know.
Is this championship over with?
We're getting close. We're getting really close. If Tomac goes into Washougal next week and races it like he did last year and goes 1-1 and Baggett can't go 2-2,
Which is looking really hard as good as Marv's ridden in the last 2 weekends.
we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting close. So
I think if pretty much I stamp it that if Eli wins at Dilla, or not Dilla, Washougal and Dilla, even if Baggett gets 2nd, there's no fucking chance that it's over with.
I'm not sure how good that thumb is. They keep saying it's not that bad, but man, he is not the Blake Baggett that he was before he got hurt. So
And I know it's a while away, but it's also going to bring up a subject of if that thumb is really that bad, who's our 3rd guy for MX of Nations, because he's 2nd in the points as an American. So.
Yeah, because Jason Anderson didn't race today.
I mean, who the fuck is in? Who's the next American after Anderson? Because Marv's 3rd, Anderson's 4th.
Barsha?
Oh God. No.
Or do we just say, Coop, you want to go back? I mean,
He better be on the. If he doesn't ride the 18 for the rest of the year, he better fucking put him on the 18 if he gets called up for then. I don't know. He's got some redemption. He needs some redemption.
He does. So
Either way, yeah, I don't know. I know we got 4 rounds, but I think it's pretty much over with at this point.
yeah. So and then 3rd overall on the day, Eli Tomac.
Woo!
Gnarly crash, 2nd moto, coming down the hill, cross ruts, end over end, bends the clutch lever down, dorks out as he would call it, trying to fix the clutch lever.
Crashed
2
again.
laps later, so yeah, crashed the 2nd time. So he didn't look overly impressive at all today, period. Practice, races, nothing. He looked all right the first race, getting into 2nd, but Marv was gone.
It was too far gone.
So, yeah, I don't know, man.
Well, we said Millville.
Good. What's his points lead? What was he, 19 up?
He was 19, so he's either 20 or 21.
20 or 21.
I think it's 21.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it wasn't great for him going 2.6 or 2.5, whatever it was, but he still extended the points lead, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we pretty much said after the Southwick show that Millville, if it was going to be one track that they're going to have to get a win on him, it was going to be Millville. And sure shit, it was Millville. I mean, I didn't think it would be both motos, but like I told you at practice, the chassis looked really stiff, and it looks like they were still kind of dealing with some issues, but the track was just so chewed up that everybody was kind of getting buck wild and stuff. But he salvaged points. He could have been a lot worse because he wasn't 14th, and he could have just said fuck it and not even tried to push forward. Salvage points. I think that's pretty much all you can ask out of him.
Yep.
So he's still the points leader.
Yep. So, and then 2nd overall on the day, Dean Wilson.
Good job, Dino.
Get a little confidence in that guy, and holy shit, now we're rolling. I mean,
we'll see if he can keep doing it. I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things again. He's 3-3 and he gets 2nd overall. That just the craziness this year. Can we say though, on an overall base, is he top 3 speed when everybody gets a good start? Because I'm not giving him his due. Because dude, he rode great today. I mean, I'll probably have a long conversation with my buddy Matt this week about this. But can we say when everybody is on it and the track, now this is motocross, so it is what it is, but when the track is, like a normal breakdown, is he top 3 speed? Because I don't know if he is.
I don't know, because
I still think
Anderson didn't race, and Baggett's hurt. So.
Weston got bad starts, and you could say that those two dudes are pretty much, I don't know. Great to Dino. Awesome second place. It's great to see him coming back up.
Yep.
It's just one of those things that, like, the craziness of this year, that you go 3-3 and get second overall. So, I don't know. Great on Dino, though. I mean, he's like, I think he's 5th in the points. Yeah, he's 5th in the points.
Yep.
So
now, before we get to number one more honorable mention. Martin Davalos.
Woo! We believe.
4th place? 5th place?
4th place the second moto.
4th place the second moto.
We believe.
Martin on 450.
Suck it, Steve Mathis.
Gnarly. Don't piss him off.
I don't give a shit.
Don't piss him off.
Dude, we haven't even talked to him.
Nope, he's going to see it.
No, he's not.
Off.
No.
You stop.
I'll tell JT Money. Just me and...
Shut your fucking mouth.
We'll make him a show with JT Money.
Shut your fucking mouth.
No, I'm good.
Anywho, number 1 overall. Marvin Muskin. I mean, there's not a lot to say. Marv ran away with it all day.
Pretty much.
Technical style, he was good. He was golden, so.
Yeah, that was pretty much his type of track.
Yep. So, yeah, that was great. He, jumped around the bumps, did some cool stuff. Got real gnarly at the second race.
A couple times.
A lot of different areas. Thought he was going over the bars and the sand whoops, trying to pass Bogle. Good old Marv.
Another thing, Bogle, I'm interested to see what happened to him on his bike.
Now, let me ask you this. Marv doesn't hurt his knee. Does he win this title?
No. Because I don't think that he would have won High Point. I don't think he would have won Muddy Creek. I don't think he would have won Redbud or Southwick. Well, we know he wouldn't have won Southwick.
All right, fair.
I think that he would definitely be a lot closer than Baggett would be right now. I think maybe it would be inside 10 points. But still, once again, Southwick proved that when him and Eli match up, Eli's still faster. And this is Eli's only bad weekend since Lakewood.
This is true.
So, I mean, I think it would be like 10 points maybe. But yeah, he's I don't know, Marv's killing it. I mean, he's riding good.
Yep.
But we are going to a track that is another one of Eli's favorites.
Yep. So,
I guess we can kind of go into the Washougal talk.
Yeah, we'll see. So, yeah, let's talk predictions. So, does Zach go 1-1 at Washougal?
No, but he's going to win a moto. It's almost guaranteed he's going to win at least one moto.
Who wins the other one?
Oh, God. Yeah. You know what? I'll just say for the hell of it, I'll say because of how the track breaks down, I'll say Frenchie.
Okay.
I say Frenchie wins.
Fact, yeah.
I say Frenchie win, and if Frenchie does win, Zacho gets second. But the crazy thing is I think when Zacho wins his moto, I don't think Frenchie's in the top 3. Because it'll be some ridiculous bike problem. Does Amar podium again?
Yeah, second overall. Out and out. He might go 5-6 for second overall, but he gets second overall.
Although there is one person I'm really interested in, and I don't even know if he. I think we basically established that he didn't run the second moto. I'll be really interested to see how Justin Hill does at Washougal. Seeing how that's pretty much the only track he ever does good at when he races outdoors.
This is true.
So I'll be curious if he even shows up. Who knows? Nobody knows what's going on with Justin Hill. So, because I mean, he didn't even run the second. Well, he didn't even run either motos at Southwick, did he?
Dude, he's a 250 regional champion. He doesn't have to run outdoors, okay?
Are you sure? How'd that work out for Malcolm?
Dude, it worked out great.
Did
He's
it?
fishing on the lake right now, waiting for Supercross 2018, bro.
Gained about 25 pounds?
Yep.
Okay. Him and his dad are going to look more and more
fish.
like. And poundage.
And poundage. Oh.
Anyways, 450 class.
Eli goes 1-1.
Okay, so who gets second and third?
Marv goes 2-2.
Really? You think it's going to be that clear cut?
Yep.
By Eli by a lot?
Yes.
And let me guess, Baggett 3-3.
Nope. I'm actually going to go with Baggett and Wilson are going to split, and I don't know who's going to finish where, but they're going to, one of them's going to end up third place. They're going to kind of split the fucking threes around, 3 and a bad finish. So we'll see who gets the better finish the second moto, but one of those two is going to finish out the box.
I say Eli goes 1-1 and Marv goes 2-2. I'll agree with that assessment, but I will say Baggett, no. Yeah, I will say Baggett gets third the first moto, Coop gets third the second moto. Because I think Coop kind of wants a little bit of redemption after all the bullshit that happened in the 250 class last year at Washougal. Not that it matters because obviously Savachi's not in the class, but I think that he kind of, looking back on Washougal and be like, yeah, that was kind of a bad moment for him in his career. But I don't know about the Wilson thing.
Wilson's got confidence. That's where I go with Wilson.
But the thing about Washougal is, and it kind of goes back to my question that I asked you, Washougal, other than barring a fucking rainstorm, which happened in Millville, where it becomes lime rock, Washougal breaks down all the time the same way every freaking year. And it's not one of those tracks, even though it gets really square-edged and hard-packed, that you're going to will yourself just because you're consistent. Like, you're going to have to be on it the whole entire day. And that's something that Dino has yet to prove to me, that he can be on it when everybody else is on it. So I say he gets in the top 5. I just don't know that if, like, Coop and Baggett and Marv and Eli and, you know, not even Weston, not even going on that train, like, if Anderson's healthy, if all those guys get a start, if Dino is faster than those guys yet. But I will say Dino gets a top 5, at least one moto. I just don't know if it's going to be, I don't know. He's got to prove it that he can do it when everything is at optimal level. Because up until Southwick, he pretty much got his ass handed to him every moto. But another top 5, I will say that. Like, okay. 5th.
All right, great. Any other final comments, thoughts, concerns? Talk some more shit about Osborne? Or?
I'm not talking shit. You're talking shit about Savachi.
Yes.
Anyways, just kind of sad that the outdoor season's kind of coming to a close. We had a lot to talk about going into Supercross and the GP and MX of Nations, but
I'm ready for a few weeks off, man, so I'll be good here once we finish this. It's been a long 29 weeks, man. Week in and week out.
Although I'm really looking forward to MX of Nations, because I'm really looking forward to America.
I want to see who we take, and then I'll tell you if I'm looking forward. When we get to Padilla and they announce who we take, then I will be excited or not.
Okay, since we got a little bit of time, since we're done, early predictions on the team, because we don't know until after Unadilla. That's usually when they announce it.
God, I don't even know, man, because I keep hearing that Tomacs don't want to go.
I've heard that too, but can you really see that happening? Because he doesn't have a reason this year not to go. Because he's not hurt. He's not fucking. He's
locked in. Well, he's locked in to race the USGP. So
yeah,
he's got to do that. He has to do that, but that's a monster deal, I think. I don't know, man. I don't really know. I don't know.
Is Zacho and Eli pretty much the clear cuts, though?
I think Zach is a clear cut, yes. Eli, I think, is a clear cut, but what is he going to go? I don't know. Now, Zach's going to be in United Kingdom already.
Yeah.
Because he's going over there for a vacation or something to visit old friends, him and his wife and his kid, is what I heard last night. So, he's going to be there, so he'll probably be on the team.
Okay, so if Eli and Zach
Other
are locked
than
in,
that,
if Eli and Zach are locked in and Baggett, this thumb thing is an issue, who do we send out of 450? I guess that's my ultimate question, because barring Eli not going, Eli and Zach are pretty much the clear-cut guys.
Well, if Anderson can get his head wrapped around straight here, I'd say they probably send him, but
I don't think I don't know.
I don't know if he can do that. Webb hasn't run worth a shit, so do you send him?
And there's not really a 250 guy right now that I would say put on a 450.
No, there isn't. So, dude, I don't know.
We got a lot of questions again. This is like the 3rd year we have questions as who the fuck we're going to send on our team.
Now, if it's me, if I can lock Tomac in, because Tomac's obviously the best 450 guy in the U.S. right now.
Yeah, in the world.
The other guy that I try to send is Webb. Because no one bleeds red, white, and blue more than Cooper Webb.
But we're on agreement, though, that if the thumb is not an issue, Baggett needs to be the second guy.
Yes.
Or the 3rd guy, I should say.
Yes.
Baggett needs to be the 3rd guy. Okay.
But I feel like the thumb's a bigger issue than they're letting on, so...
If Eli wins this championship, and he goes and wins the USGP, and he decides not to go, does that change your perception of him? Because I'm sorry, I'm a little jaded on that. I get it. These dudes have been racing nonstop since January.
Does it change my opinion on him? No.
Really?
Yep.
You're not going to go for your country. You got an obligation.
I'm going to, but
what's his excuse this year?
I'm enough of a look over both sides of the fence type deal to know. Okay, he's been going for 29 weeks. He's locked into this USGP that we all know he doesn't like. Any of the guys don't really care to go to. Webb might be the only guy who actually wants to go to it, just to throw a smackdown on some foreigners on the U.S. soil. But does Tomac really want to go? No, he could give a shit less.
The GP I don't care about. I'm talking about the MX of Nations.
Well, this is what I'm getting at though. He's locked in. He has to go to that race that he doesn't want to go to. He's not going to get paid a lot to do it or whatever. He's literally just contractually obligated to go. So now you have this race that you're going to literally not get paid anything. They're just going to pay for you to go, and it's time, it's training, it's more money out of pocket because like when you're there, even though they're paying for your hotel, your flights, your food, you're still going to go and do stuff when you're in Europe. Plus you got a race. I mean,
let's be honest though, Eli's not hurting for money.
No, but I'm just saying, man,
I get all those points.
It's more or less the time thing. And this comes back to something I've been working on with like business stuff is like what everybody's trying to sell at this point is time, okay?
Yeah.
Well, his time is worth more than the $1,500 he's gonna make if they fucking win. And then if you don't fucking win, well then everybody just looks at you in the US like, wow, you're a fucking loser. Like, even though we'll podium, almost guaranteed we'll podium, they'll be like, well, I'm fucking losers again, like whatever. So it's basically a lose-lose for him. If he doesn't go, then
I think it makes him look bad, to be honest with you. I get what you're saying, and I completely agree on every aspect. Like, these dudes have been grinding their asses off for a year now. Like, not just since A1. Like, they've been grinding their asses off for a year now, every year on the dot. But it's like, dude, you gotta have, like, put your ego aside, put your, oh, what I'm worth.
Well, but they just said, too, I just heard this the other night. The date on it's pushed back farther than it was last year.
Yeah, it's
like,
October 1st.
Latest. Yeah.
It's October 1st.
Which is stupid, okay? If you want to have this event and you want to draw in the US, because the USA team is what brings the money. This is something I agree completely with Steve Mathis on. The USA team is what puts the fans in the seats to watch this. If USA doesn't go, they don't draw half the crowd they get.
Well, this year would be different because those fans are crazy, but in other years I would agree with that for sure.
Yeah, but you won't get it. You just wouldn't. Like, we have to spend more money, travel farther, all this shit. If we lose, we are looked at as losers. Like, even if we get second place, we're fucking losers. Like, can you imagine if Canada got second place? How big of a party they would
we have been, but there's no beating around the bush. We have been losers. We have not won since 2011.
So in my mind here, this is the lose-lose, because if you go in and look at last year. Last year we should have won. Jason Anderson goes out, whoops, everybody gets landed on, and that basically was the beginning of the spot. I know, Coop almost made it happen by himself, but I'm just saying, it's like shit that was out of our control. All of a sudden, now we lost again. So it's a lose-lose, because if we lose, we look bad. We didn't make any money. We feel like shit. If we go or if we don't go, we look bad. We fucking whatever, but at least we didn't waste our time going to still feel like losers. So I don't know, man. I just
huge fucking. I get what you're saying, and I don't disagree. But my problem is that have some pride, because what about all those years that Dungey went? And he was doing the same thing fucking Tomac was doing. What about the years that Villapoto went? What about all the years that Carmichael went?
Here's the thing. How about YouthStream works with the group that actually is putting butts in the seats instead of just worrying about their own shit? Because instead of having that fucking USGP, what you should be doing is that should be Des Nations that weekend. So that it's early. Dude, their series should end within a week of ours, and Des Nations should happen within a week or two of the series ending.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with everything you're saying.
Plain and simple.
I'm just getting
Plain
back.
and simple.
I'm just getting back to the Tomac thing. Like, it's gonna change my perception of him. Not that that matters to anybody, but it's like, dude, you gotta have some pride, because the greats before you all sucked it up. They didn't get paid. They went there. They rode their ass off. And that's the end of it. Like, dude, like, swallow your pride. You're making enough money. You're making millions of dollars a year. Like, I get it. It's rough. It's a grind. But he's got to have some pride in his country, because I'm sorry, if he wins the championship this year and he goes in and dominates the USGP and he doesn't go, there's going to be a lot of people talk around the industry. They're going to be like, oh, wow, maybe Eli really is that selfish, and maybe that is a character flaw. I just don't like it. Like, what about Coop if Coop goes? He doesn't have any, like, he fucking did the same amount of shit that Eli has, and he's been injured.
But there's a huge difference. Coop has made comments about foreign riders. Coop bleeds red, white, and blue.
You don't think Eli, though, has something to prove after what happened at Keegum's in 14?
Well, I think he's got something to prove, but at the same time, even if he doesn't go this year, okay, next year, it's going to be in the U.S. somewhere.
Okay,
so
but
you
then
go
you'll say
then
it's
on
convenient for
a
him.
track you know and it's here, and you just dominate and you go, "What's up, fuckers?"
But then you could say that he's
I
doing
don't
this
know.
because it's convenient. My point is that
it's all hearsay at this point until we get a team together. Then
well,
I'll
the
be
team
able
is the team probably pretty much right now. I know we're a while away. Is pretty much going to be set after Washougal.
So yeah,
It's just it's going to change my perception of Eli. It's going to make me think that he's kind of being selfish because it's like, dude, you got to go for your country. You're the #1 450 guy in the world in a lot of people's opinions. You're the fastest dude on the planet without rocks in there. If you don't go and you just suck up your pride, like get over it. Like who gives a shit?
Yep.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe that will change people's perception of how I think about Tomac on this show. Because, that's just roasting his ass right there.
No, they're just going to tell you to get a haircut. So anyway,
Whatever.
it's been another
Fuck
episode
off.
of the Moto Aftermath Show. Remember, new episodes every Tuesday. Follow us on Facebook at the Moto Aftermath Show. I upload freaking any amateur races we go to, local races we go to. I upload stuff from that. There's pictures from Supercross, Motocross races we go to on there. We're going to start the podcast this week with the GP series. That's going to be fun. Yeah, and remember, smash those Amazon links so that way you can help us out by a little bit. We get a small cut of that. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Tell your friends, send it to your mom, whatever you want to do. It's been another episode. It's been great. We'll see everybody after Washougal next week. This is where it's good.
This is why I'm hot. No? What are you doing with your phone?
Dude, I'm texting people. Leave me alone.
Oh.
I'm just doing test shot right now. Make sure
Very
you're fucking
unprofessional.
in there.
Where?
Fuck off.
In what?
What are you? Fucking
$10. Somebody
Steve
says tell me to
Mathis?
get a haircut because my hair's growing
yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, dude.
I'm not getting a
You look
fucking
like you're
haircut every
wearing a
3 weeks.
helmet. Look like you're wearing a helmet.
Dude, just because I got a receding hairline, they can suck my dick.
Great.
It was excellent. Dude, I'm surprised nobody commented on that fucking shit that happened at the end of the show last week. I was like
Dude.
really hoping somebody come. I don't think they watched the whole thing.
Probably not.
Fucking douches.
Great.
Okay.